Hey, welcome back, my fellow coders. It's me, the Web3 Idiot. Welcome back to our series on JavaScript arrays. Today is our newest episode, which would be episode number 7. Our first episode, if you missed it, was how to call different methods on arrays. And episodes 2 through 6 have been actually implementing these methods. Today, we will continue on with our task of merging two sorted arrays. So what exactly does that mean? All right, so let's say we're given an input of 1, 3, 5, and another input of 2, 4, and 6. What we want to do is take these two arrays and merge them together while keeping them sorted. So it would be our first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we take the 1 from this side, then we compare 2 to 3, 2 is less, next is 2. Then we compare 3 and 4, 3 is less, 4 and 5, 4 is less, 5 and 6, 5 is less, and 6 is compared to nothing, so we just put it on the end. So that is what we will do today. And I've come up with 2 simple approaches that you can use in your basic implementation of solving this task. Our first one is the most basic. It's also the worst when it comes to time and space complexity. And you'd probably get laughed at if you pull this off in an interview or do this on your homework, which would be merging the arrays and then calling dot sort on it. So what does that mean? Basically, the idea would be we'd have 1, 2, 1, 3, 5 is one array, 2, 4, 6 is one array, but we add them together. We have 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, and then from there we do dot sort. And then we would output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is one way of doing it. That is not that good, but if you're in a rush, that's probably the easiest way to do it. And I guess the better way of doing it, and maybe one of the best ways of doing it, would just be by using a to-pointer and output. So what does that mean? Basically what we would do is that we would have a pointer similar to a merge sort, which I've done on this channel as well, but that's in a more advanced topic. Basically, we have these 2 pointers. We compare which one is less, and we output the one that is less. So that would be this one. Boop, boop, boop. Next, we compare 2 and 3. 2 is less, so we output that one. Then we compare 3 and 4. 3 is less, so we output that one. 4 and 5. 4 is less, we output that one. And then 5 and 6, 5, and then 6. So that is our second approach. And to be honest, this is the best way of doing it on your homework or in the interview. So you want to probably stick with that. Our time complexity for both of these, they are going to be a bit different. So for our first one, we are merging, and we do that by spreading. And then we call the sort. So every time we call sort, that'd be in log in for approach 1. Or with our 2-pointer, all we do is we loop through the total number of elements 1 time. So that would be O of n. Oops, not down there. That would be O of n. For space complexity, so for this one, we will be merging them together into taking up auxiliary space equal to the number of elements. And same thing with this one, we'll be outputting them to an auxiliary array, which will be O of n, because we are saving n number of elements again. So for both of these, they're both going into a new array that is equal to the number of a plus b, which gives us a and b here, which we just call n. So it would be O of n. And we're going to go ahead and just get into the implementation. So first up, we'll go function merge arrays, and we will call that sort. And inside we'll pass it array1 and array2. So what happens here? How do we do this? That is the question. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a new output, or a new variable, or I guess not variable, new array, which we will call let output equal, and this will be an array. And inside here, we're going to use a spread operator. 1, 2, 3, array1, and 1, 2, 3, array2. What this does is it takes all the elements out of the array and puts them in here. Same thing with this. Otherwise, we just have an array of arrays. Array with two arrays inside. But we don't want that. We want one array with all the elements of both arrays inside of it. And then from there, all we do is we use our dot sort, pretty much. So we have output dot sort. Remember, we have A compared to B. Whoopsies, what is going on here? A compared to B, where A minus B. And yeah, that's about it. So let's go ahead and get a test in here. Console log, we'll say merge array sort. And inside we'll have 1, 3, 5 as our first array. And our second array will be 2, 4, and 6. So what we're expecting as the output over here will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in array form. Let's go ahead and run it. We do get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is very easy to write out, but it's not good when it comes to performance due to this issue here and the fact that we already have a sorted array. Both of these are sorted, so there's no reason for us to be sorting it again. Now let's move on to our two-pointer implementation. So what we're going to do is go function merge arrays two-pointer, and again we'll pass it array1 and an array2. So what we are going to do is we will let output equal, and will be a blank array. Let pointer 1 equal 0, because we are starting at the first index, and let pointer 2 equal 0. So pointer 2 will be array 2's pointer, pointer 1 will be array 1's pointer, and they will both be starting at the first index. Next, what we're going to do is we want to implement a while loop. So what we want to do is while pointer 1 is less than array1.length and pointer 2 is less than array2.length, we will do some fun stuff. So basically, we want to compare array 1 and array 2. We have it as an AND statement here because we do not want to be comparing a pointer that may be out of bounds to one that is in bounds, because that would ruin our logic. So for example, we'll say array 1 at pointer 1 if that is less than array 2 at pointer 2. What are we going to do? We will output dot push, and we want to push the lowest number of these two. So what we will do is output push array 1 at pointer 1. And after we do that, we need to make sure that our pointer that we talked about up here gets pushed over. So we'll do pointer 1 increments. Else, so this takes care of array 2 being greater than or equal to the element that we are comparing to array 1. Else, we'll say not result, output dot push, and we'll do array 2 at pointer 2. And again, we would increment pointer 2. Now, what happens when one of these goes out of bounds? That is what we need to handle right now. So the idea would be that we would return output. Now, if I do this, there's a chance that I have not captured all the data in both arrays. So what we want to do is this word here, concat. Concat is similar to doing this up here, which is just adding it on to the end. So we want to concat. First up, we would do array 1 because we do not know which pointer went out of bounds first. And we want to slice. So remember, we're making a copy where it is at pointer 1. And after that, we also want to concat array 2 slice, a copy as well, at pointer 2. All right, so let's say, let's explain this logic here right now. So basically we have our output, our concat statement. So if I were to be given, let's say these two arrays, 1, 3, and 5, and our other one would be 2, 4, and 6. Actually, let's make this a little better. Drop that down. Drop this down, and then we can get our 2 pointers going a bit better. All right, so first up we have pointer 1, which will be here. And over here, we will have pointer 2. Okay, so let's run through this code right now. So we have pointer 1 at 0 and pointer 2 at 0 in array 2. So while these are both less than the length, that is true, they're both less than the length, we will compare array 1 at pointer 1, so that would be this 1, and array 2 at pointer 2, which would be this 2. All right, so we also have our output that I'll put down here. This will be our output. So what happens here is that we push this up as we push 1 here. Next, we are both still less than the length of both arrays, so we compare 2 and 3. 2 is less, so we push 2 here, and we increment pointer 2. Bum, bum, bum. Next, we compare 4 and 3 because the pointers are less than the length. And we see that pointer 1 is less than pointer 2's value. So we will move this down and add it here. And we back up. We have not exceeded the length of array 1 or array 2. So we look at the values at pointer 1 and pointer 2. We see that pointer 2 has a lower value. And then we have 5 and 6. And we have 5 here. And boom, this goes out of bounds. So this statement here is no longer correct because pointer 1 is not less than array 1's length. But we still have pointer 2 pointing at this value here, 6. So what we do is we come down here, we say output, that is this here right now, and we concat. So concat is just adding the array parts that we pass it. And here we have array1 dot slice at pointer 1. So slice at pointer 1, if you remember, if you put a number that is the length, you don't get anything, right? You get nothing. So there's no value here. This here would just be an empty array that we're passing. Then we move over here. We do array2 dot slice at pointer 2. Pointer 2 is pointing here, and we'll take everything behind it, which is just this 6. So we have this concat, and that would put the 6 here. And that is how this function works. So let's go ahead and test it out real quick. We'll go console.log, and we'll say, what do we call that one? My brain isn't working today. Merge arrays, 2-pointer, and inside we'll pass 1, 3, 5, and also 2, 4, and 6. And over here we should get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, very good. So those are 2 methods of merging 2 sorted arrays. I showed you the first method just because it's easy, and you may want to use it just if you want to do it as quick as possible. But I would recommend you not to ever do it in a real world setting unless you are running out of time. And ideally, you would want to implement method or approach number 2, which is the 2-pointer method, which would have a O of n time complexity and an O of n space complexity. And that is as the best you can do when it comes to merging 2 sorted arrays. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, post them below. If you want me to target a specific question in my future videos, let me know as well. And yeah, if you need help, I'm available. And I hope you learned something. All right, bye.